I'm going to talk to you today a little bit about how to fix your CLP 760 Yamaha piano. One of the problems I had was my keys would make louder sounds or make double sounds when I hit the keys. It's about a 20-year-old piano. I couldn't figure out what was wrong. I called the repairman and he told me there's a rubber contact strip, which is this strip right here. It's in your piano. And if you look, if you flip it over, there's actually tears in the bottom where the hammers hit, which keeps you from getting a good sound out of your piano. So I'm going to just tell you how I replace this. So first of all, important thing to note is one end has, they all have little cuts in there, as you can see. And one end is a little shorter, and if you go the other end, the length of the cut. So make sure when you pull it out that you align it correctly. All right, so quickly, once you get your keyboard out, I'm not going to show you how to do that, but there's, I'll show you some bolts, but there's a few bolts you have to undo that go into the bottom of the keyboard right here, or under the piano, so you can unbolt it, and you pull it out, and then that little strip is actually under this circuit card. So there's this long circuit card, actually 3 circuit cards kind of glued together. So you take all the screws out of that. And one thing to note is you have to undo or pull it out from underneath these clips. So let me hold this a little better. So undo it under these clips. Remember when you put it back to tuck it under the clips, because if you don't, then the black keys won't make any sound, so it doesn't work correctly. So make sure you get when you replace it, you tuck it underneath these little clips and screw the screws, not super tight, but just get it snug. So anyway, what you're going to do is you're going to undo these screws. Underneath there's a little plastic like gasket thing. You're going to take that off, and then you're going to lay your new strip. Mine was red, but lay this new strip underneath, and then you're going to put the circuit cards back on, screw it back in, and then you're going to go put it back in your piano, and that should fix your problem. And it fixes all the keys at the same time. So one other thing I should point out is if you're working on the keyboard, you might as well look for soggy keys. If it's old, some of the keys don't bounce up. So you can actually move the springs. Here's the little springs. So you can either buy some new springs, they're like $1 each. No, by the way, that strip was $45. You can move the springs from a location that you don't use into the center of the keyboard that kind of get a little soggy. And the easiest way to do that is just come down, and there's a bunch of screws here. Just take this metal bracket off right here, and then you have easy access to the springs, and you can just slide underneath if you have the circuit cards back on. Or I just played with it when I had my circuit cards off. I messed with all the keys and kind of cleaned them up and got them so they bounced good again, and then put it back together. So real quickly, I'm going to show you one more thing, just in case you don't know how to get your keyboard out. I'll take you over to the piano real quick. One important thing to see is underneath, looking up, you're going to see a little metal bracket, and there's a bolt on each side. You take that bolt out, and that undoes the cover. So you can flip the cover up and get your keyboard out. So that took a while to figure out how to do that. And then if you'll note inside the piano itself, see these holes? There's bolts that go underneath in these holes right here. They screw the piano in. So you go underneath on the bottom side. There's like 6 screws. Then there's also 4 screws right here that you need to undo to get the keyboard out. And of course, disconnect the connectors. And if you just take a screwdriver, flathead, and just carefully pry, these things all pop off nicely. All right, well, hopefully you'll have good luck, and it's not a big deal. Thanks, bye.